Hi everyone, Brooke here. Welcome to a brand new format of Brooke Moves videos. The regular videos are going to stay exactly the same, so don't freak out. This is just an additional type of video that maybe some of you might enjoy. But today I thought, with October just clicking over, I thought I'm going to give you my real thoughts on the 5% deposit scheme that's just come in. And I kind of want to flesh out a little bit what my main beef is as well, and also give a bit of an insight into what specific situation I'm in at the moment. So I've got realestate.com up at the moment, and I thought, why don't I bring you guys along into what it is that I actually type in on the daily basis, sometimes several times a day, and I'll just give you a bit more of a look into what I'm sort of up against, because I think maybe people have a bit of an illusion that there is so many options out there and we're sort of hamming up the drama a little bit. And maybe we are a tiny bit, but it is still heavily based in reality. You know, this is sort of what I'm dealing with. But I thought I'll give you a bit more of a inside scoop on what's really going on. So yeah, here we go. Hopefully the green screen is working out perfect. We actually did do a trial with the Patreon members and the YouTube membership members. And if any of you guys are watching, thank you so much for your feedback on that. Very, very valuable. And yeah, if any of you guys want to jump on over there, it's about $5 a month, and it really helps me get ahead and one day afford a house. So let's get into it. I'm going to take you through exactly what I put into realestate.com when I start my search. I basically go, it's pretty much, oh yeah. So I basically, I've already got it, hang on, let me start that again. So I'll just type it all in manually for you so you can see exactly what I'm doing. I type in all the different Perths, Perth, WA, I think there's another one, Perth Hills as well. And then I go filters, I do house. Sometimes I will do apartment, but I've said it a few times and I can flesh it out a bit more if you would like. I do not want to spend 500 grand on an apartment. I'm gonna leave it at that for now, and some people might be upset about me saying that, but for now, I'm looking for a house, all right, in this price bracket that I'm gonna type in. So we've got the house. Many of you will know my budget at the moment is 500 grand, which I will get into as well, but I always put in 500 grand here. There we go, only show properties with a price. I don't do anything with bedrooms, bathrooms, I just leave that. Minimum land size, I just put the 200 square meters, that's the smallest one. So, and then the only other thing that I select is the exclude properties that are already under offer. All right, so, and then we search, and then you'll immediately see there is 5 properties available for up to 500 grand, and in the greater Perth, inner Perth, Perth Hills, anywhere remotely in the Perth sphere, under 500 grand will come up here. So as you can see, we're already not really dealing with a lot. It is slim pickings already, but let's scroll and let's see what is available to me. Also, do we have some compliments on my hair by any chance? Because I'm becoming a bit of an influencer lately, I have been able to get my hair done for free in exchange for some content. And if you're in Perth, I get it done at Lush Main. It's in East Perth. The girls are gorgeous and I love my hair every time I walk out of there. So go and support them if you are in Perth. I can highly recommend them. And not just because they're giving me freebies. They're really, really, really lovely. All right, so here we have offers from $4.99. So immediately for me, I mean, look, it's in Kelmscott and it's a 3x1. Immediately for me, I see offers from $4.99 and I know already that's gonna go for probably something in the 600s. So let's keep looking. Mid to high 500s. So again, I'm disqualified because that's, you know, going to go for way over 500, probably into the 700s. And again, mid to high 500s. 499 plus, that's going to go way over 500. We're not having very good luck here. And then that one's high 500s. Okay, so nothing. All right, well, I thought there'd be at least one that I could consider. Normally there's at least one. But I think really in reality, we can consider this a very real and real-time like evidence of the 5% deposit scheme having an impact on house prices. Because normally, this is like to be honest, I haven't looked in a few days because I have been a little bit too depressed, but I actually haven't looked properly on real estate since the 5% scheme came in. And yeah, I thought there'd still be like a few random wildcards in there that would be under 500. And so if you didn't already know, guys, you've heard it here first. There is nothing in Perth at the moment selling for under 500 grand if you're looking for a house. Oh my God. So I think you're getting a bit of a clearer idea of what it is that I'm up against, but I do want to run through the financial realities, I think, because some people, I think have a bit of like I think we're sort of like missing each other on what really is true for me personally. And everyone's so different. And I guess when you're talking about finances, it is a very personal thing, like for people to talk about. And there's been times where I haven't necessarily felt very comfortable to be super open about my money and what I want to do with it and what I feel comfortable doing and not doing. But yeah, I'm gonna be a bit of an open book today. So I've said this a few times, my budget at the moment is 500 grand. I don't want to spend more than 500 grand at the moment with the deposit I do have. And the reason for that is I'm very concerned about my propensity as an individual, independent person who's, buying a place on their own. I need to make sure that I'm going to have the capability to pay that loan off independently of anyone else. Am I in a loving, fulfilling, gorgeous, amazing relationship? Yes. But things go pear-shaped all the time, and I'm not saying things will, but I think as women in particular, we need to make sure we can cover ourselves. And I really want to make sure that I'm always in a situation where I'm not relying on anybody else financially to make sure that I'm okay. But in saying that, I do have, as you guys know, really supportive parents, and I'm sure if catastrophe struck, they would be, first in line to come and help me pick the pieces back up. I'm hesitant to spend more than what my capability to pay off is. And I know different people will have totally different approaches to that, and I think that is completely 1,000,000% valid. But for me, that's sort of where I'm at the moment. And so until I have, I guess, like a bigger deposit, or there's more availability and the houses are, presenting as places that I actually really, really, really want to live in and I really do want to go the extra mile for, then, my circumstance might change. But at the moment, that's sort of what I'm working with. And I would love if some certain critics would try to be a little bit more understanding of that. So yeah, I don't want to expend my full finance just to be able to afford repayments, because I will go bankrupt, without too much pushing me over the edge. Like, I will be on the cusp of complete financial despair at all times. That's the situation that I'm approaching this from. And yeah, it probably does seem like quite cautious, but it's for a reason. And yeah, I would hope that people can be understanding about that. That's the situation that I'm in at the moment. I'll tell you what I'm sort of hopeful for, and this is very selfish, and I obviously want nothing but the best for other people, but sometimes you gotta put yourself first. But I feel like with everyone sort of rushing to snap up the 5% deposit scheme and then potentially accessing mortgages that are really gonna stretch them, and then perhaps, in the future, interest rates go up. And obviously I'm not an economist, I'm not an expert, But say interest rates go up and then people are like, holy dooly, I can't really afford that anymore. I need to sell the house. And lots of people are doing that. House price is gonna come down and supply is gonna go back up again. And I'll just be sitting there waiting like, you know, quite smug. Anyway, I mean, I hope for all you guys that have a house, I hope that doesn't happen. But for me, selfishly, a girl can dream. Yeah, all right, that's my rant for today. I'm gonna probably keep these videos up, you know, semi-often, but there's gonna be regular programming as well, just as a reminder. I don't want anyone to freak out about that. And I'm also going to try and edit these myself, which will be, yeah, I'll be upskilling. Let me know what you think of this format and I'll speak to you guys soon. I'll see you in the next one.